On Margie Street, I made a video on Margie Street yesterday about Margie Street. And, you know, it's next to Fan In, and that word, F-A-N-I-N, is capitalized or whatever in the alphabet, right? All the letters are. I've made videos on this before, so I'm not going to go elaborate and find a video or nothing like that, or even go back to make the video. You got to understand what I'm talking about, since Christopher Columbus discovered some shit. What I discovered was they put a fan in, the next street is Margie, right? So I had to figure out what fan means. And again, it's spelled like the Phantom, you hear me? With the F-A-N-I-N. So, as I pass I-O-O-F, which would look like 100F, right? But anyway, that's funeral, you know, not funeral, but cemetery, you know, the crypt keeper and shit, because it's underground, you know. Anyway, so I'm gonna look up the word, which is next to Cleveland, which is my son's name, and you know, if you put an R on Cleve, it's clever. But anyway, I have to point all this shit out right quick. You know, my last name is Reed, so let's start with an R. But anyway, his last name ain't Reed, but anyway. So I'm gonna find out what fan mean in the root, get down to the root. And then I'm gonna put a spin on it, because that's what they did with the Phantom of the Opera and shit. You hear what I'm saying? Spin that they put in the Phantom of the Opera is the Wizard of Oz, Dorothy Blizzard Wizard. You know what I'm saying? Blue, 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 blue. Anyway, I just had to point that shit out too. But I ain't done. Let me show y'all what fan means. Fucking win. You hear me? Because the spin they put in the fan in, you know, the meaning, you get down to the root, or the old English term for fan is win now. So winnow. And that is wind. I'm an air sign. That's the Gemini sign. But anyway, like I said, for the win. The win now. You hear me? Now, win. You got to flip it. Oh, and I always do my due diligence. The Latin word, the Tin Man, you know, you hear me? Anyway, for fan is van us. Van us. Okay. Now, because I know what they do with the A's and the E's, you know, because that's, my mama name is Venus, and you flipped it because it's V-A-N-N-U-S, right? You flip it. Venus is my mama's name. You know, that's the planet and everything. And I told you I have astrocytoma in my brain, right? Astro is like astrology, the universe and shit. Anyway, you know, a van is a car, or a van, because that's a vehicle. That's what it is, a vehicle. The spell, the spelling spell, war, the spiritual that you can't see, but I can see it clearly. I can see clearly now, because I wiped off my window, you know? My window and shit, you hear me? You know the story of the Three Little Pigs, how the wolf huffed and puffed and tried to blow the brick house down? She's a brick house. You hear me? I always wonder why they named the brick place that's in Denton called Acme. I used to live over there too, by McMath. Math. Off of Londonderry and shit. Acme Brick is like Looney Tune Acme, ACME. But anyway, since we playing a game in this cartoon world that's all mixed up and they sprinkled it out and shit like that everywhere. You hear me? Mm-hmm. You know, the Ace and me. You hear me? Anyway, you know, London Bridge is falling down type shit. Christopher Columbus, my ass.